All right, here we go. So we go to email and compose email. We type in Happy July 4th. We click on insert image. We paste in that image. I hit tab a couple of times and it puts in the numbers. We change it. I'm going to make it 600. Tab. It constrains proportions, means it won't make it weird. Here's the image. Isn't that beautiful? And what I'm going to do is put in, here is the link to the above image. Right, there it is, okay? Now I'm going to click on two. I'm going to click on all groups. Now this does look more familiar to me. And I'm going to go down here and I'm going to click on Keller Williams Momentum and Launch and Dual Career, because I don't care about anybody else. And I'm going to click on all eligible contacts. There's 56. There you all are. I click on Save and Continue. Now you could be sending this to everybody. It's the 4th of July. So you can send it to everybody. Here it is. I click on Send Now. The image is going out to y'all, right?
Nice.
Y'all. Now, let's say I wanted to make this a postcard. My point is that it would be far more effective if you actually mailed people postcards every once in a while rather than just send them email. I've had people listen to me and they nod and they say, yeah, but I'm going to send them an email because I don't have to pay for postage and it's really easy and just see how cheap it is. And the answer, yeah, and fewer people are going to read it, right? It's not going to make the same impression. Let's say we want to do a postcard, so we're going to go up here to create marketing.
Question.
Yeah.
What do you suggest, perhaps every quarter or twice a year postcards?
I suggest that you divide your database into categories, and there ought to be a category that is your A+ category, your advanced advocates, the people you care about the most. And the way I would determine who goes into that category is by asking myself the question, who in my database is likely to actually refer me business? And by the way, if you have 20 to 25 of those, that's pretty good, right? So we're not talking about sending out 1,000, right? I doubt that you have. If you had more than 25 people that were actively referring business to you, you wouldn't be sitting in this room talking to me. You'd be too busy. You'd be too busy selling real estate, buying new open house signs, and looking at Teslas and things like that, right? So that's probably not the problem. So you send out 25 postcards, right? Every holiday, every month. That's right.
But if you're farming
then I would make this as part of something, right? And that could be a flyer, but that's a different thing, right? Farming, we're not talking about farming right now, right? But this could be used for farming. I'm saying your sphere of influence, right? And you could do farming, and so we're going to. So now we does everybody see that was the easiest way to send out an email? So I'm going to go through a couple of ways, and then we're going to end up with a campaign. So I'm going to go to the Marketing Center. Let's say you wanted to send out a postcard, right? Now some of you may already know how to do it. So we're going to go to how about print marketing? And when we're in this system, we have more options, and I'll show you what I mean. And the option has to do with the picture. So I'm going to just pick people. I'm just going to pick a postcard. And by the way, I generally don't pick one that has stuff, like one of them has this like a leafy thing on the side. It's hard to get rid of it. So here's a postcard. It's a happy anniversary postcard. It has nothing to do with the 4th of July. I'm going to click on personalize. And what I'm going to do, if you feel like it, you can just get rid of stuff. Sometimes it's good. Now notice that the trash can isn't visible. You have to click on that to find the trash can. Click on that. Notice the trash can is visible. And now we have part red and part white. And what I've found is that no matter how I size the image, that shows some red and some white. So what I would do is go up here where it says shape, pick a box, drag the box so that it like exceeds the width. And then this is the border thickness, and we want it to be 0. And what that's given us now is a plain white postcard. Right? Now that we've done that, we're going to add an image. And what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to, now notice I can upload the image. In the email, which is the easiest thing to do because we don't have to log in, we don't have to black something out, we're just sending it out. That requires that you put in a link. But here we can click on upload image, select files, and this is it. And so we upload the image. And we then close it, and so now we take the image and we make it bigger, and now we have a Happy 4th of July with the KW logo watermark in it, and that's the front. Notice the back would have your picture, your contact information, a logo, and there's some other extraneous little boxes here which you could put stuff into. You could add another box, things like your home may be worth, how about this? I've been doing some research, and your home is worth more than you think. Call me.
Way more.
Way more than you think. So does everybody understand? So now we have a postcard. If we like it, we're going to click on save, and it's not, we're going to say July 4th. All right. And by the way, the system knows it's a postcard, so I don't actually have to say that. We have now created a postcard. All right. Now, if you say, well, how do I print it? You have two options, at least. One option is you could let the Keller Williams system print it and mail it out for you. All you have to do is give them some money, upload your list. So that means that if in eEdge you actually have phone numbers, addresses, email, the whole thing, right? So you have a group of people that you actually have their mailing address, your advanced advocates. Now it's going to hang up. I know it is. So then you could let the system will print them, put postage on them, address them, and mail them out for you first class, and it costs about 82 cents each, color with postage. So that to me makes more sense than going to Office Depot, buying thick paper, coming back to the office, printing out the PDF, printing them, using watching the copy machine get broken so that they put a sign that says Pam broke the copy machine, and then cutting them and putting labels, and why not just let them mail it out, right? So we're going to exit. And if we wanted to mail it out, notice it says here, print mailing addresses on pieces. Everybody see that box? Mm-hmm. Add to cart. We could mail them right from here. Now, as Mr. Kinney was talking about, some of us went and saw Ben, as I call him. So it may be a more valuable use of your time to just let the system mail out the postcards rather than you having to mail out the postcards, right? Rather than having to do all this. But you also could download it as a PDF and print them yourself. But you're saying, I would like to send them as an email, and I'd like it to look nicer than the email you made. So we're going to go to Marketing Center. We're going to go to Email Marketing. We're going to pick any one of these. It really doesn't matter. So I would scroll down and find one that is like this. And usually if you find one, it's another postcard. Like, let's pick this one, Happy Anniversary. So we click on it. And then we wait.
While we're waiting,
Yep.
if Michael Lewis Marketing charges 51 cents per postcard, and I'm assuming that includes addressing, mailing, what's the advantage of using eEdge over that? Just
The 51 cents a postcard involves third-class email sent from Los Angeles.
Third class,
Mm-hmm. Which is going to arrive maybe in 4 days, maybe in 4 weeks.
Okay, got it.
Right.
So it's good for other things.
Right. And so if I were, and one of the things Mr. Kinney, I call him Mr. Kinney, talked about was you can get extended carrier route pre-sort down to about 14 cents each. which beats the 23 cents or so that Michael Lewis is charging for postage with third class. So it's,
So you're only saving 9 cents over.
yeah. Yeah, well, but if you're doing doing 1,000
No.
a couple of times a
Right.
month, and
You got to
you're,
put your own labels on them, and then you got to drop them off at the post office, don't you?
no, not for the extended carry route pre-sort, there's companies that'll do the whole
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Right, companies will do the whole thing. But anyhow, and why this, look at this, it's taking its time, sweet time to do this. All right, let's see if it needs a little prompting. All right, there we are, I don't know. For some reason, I believe the internet knows when I got people watching the screen.
It's this room.
Yeah, and so what I'm going to do, so remember, if you can't see the trash can, you click on this, there's the trash can. Notice you can't trash can that. So not everything can be deleted, and so again, I'm going to get a shape, I'm going to get a box, I'm going to drag the box over here, and drag the box down here, and then I'm going to go to here, here, and I'm going to say I want it to have that much border. Now I have a nice white, see, this is for an email, and this looks a little bit different than the email that I sent out, and so now I'm going to insert an image, and because I've uploaded that image, where is it? Uncategorized. See, the image is here. Remember, because I uploaded the image. So if I click on it, there's the image. I make it, I sort of overdid it a little bit. I often overdo things, so let me make this so it fits. And I've overdone it a little bit. So now we just position it. And there we are. All right. Now, now it's a July 4th.
I do like that better.
Right. Now it's a July 4th email that we could send out. We could still add stuff if we wanted to. We could add text down here. We could add text here. But we've got an email. And what I'm going to do is just save this. And I'm going to call this July 4th. All right. Now, once I figure out how or how about this? Oh, it wants, how about, all right, there you go. Are you happy now? All right. So I have to say postcard and email, even though the system knows they're not the same. We're going to then exit. And now we could compose an email and mail it out to everybody. One advantage of doing it under this system is that if somebody's unsubscribed, they are less likely to get it than the other system, because the other system is considered a direct email. Any questions? I mean, is this at all useful?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do, and I have to figure out about the Michael Lewis thing, if that's the only way to get it, because it says, see, it's not letting me really do anything with it. But what I'm going to do to make this easier, rather than you watch me try to figure this out, is I'm going to get all the images for all the holidays and put them in a folder.
Great.
And so, and what that's going to allow you to do, this is where it gets good, right? And I'll show you what I mean by that. So we go to Create Marketing Material, and we're going to click on Create a New Campaign. Right? We're now reaching a higher level of sophistication. And we're going to create a custom campaign, and what we're going to do is say a date campaign. And once we get all the images, which I'm just really, let's see, somebody said select a handout. How about if I give it a back? Maybe that'll make it happy enough. Well, now it's Slate Series, larger preview, in versus by holiday back, whatever. I'm just seeing if it's happier now. Edit selected template. That's what it looks like. Edit selected template. That may be all. There we go. Be sure to ask permission to market listings that are not yours. We click on continue. I think I may have found out how to do this. It simply wants me to give it a back. It does not want me to make a postcard without a back, which makes some sense to me, but it wasn't really what I wanted to do. And we see what I'm really looking at is I want this, right? Does everybody understand that? That's what I want. And when I'm done, hide cut, hide save zone, add image, add text, back, front, save your work, hire us, view proof, add to cart. That's probably not what I wanted to do. But so what I'm going to do, one way or the other, is I'm going to get all the images for all the holidays and put them in a folder and share it with you. So, and this, by the way, you'll see quickly where I'm going with this. We've created a date campaign. Sorry to be jumping around. Remember we created a custom campaign. We're going to click on this and we're going to call this KW. You can call it what you want. I'm just going to call this Holidays. How clever. Save and continue. Now, the next one is to add a step. So I'm going to click here. See, it says review and configure steps. Add a step. Or if we just clicked on edit, it would allow us to. We're going to add a step. What type of step would we like to add? Now, there are 3 choices. This is what I've been working on for somebody else. There are 3 choices. Let's start with the easy one. And the easy one is going to be, you want to send an email to everybody once a month with a holiday greeting. Right, we'll start with an easy one. So we're going to click on email. We're going to click on add a step. And when you do this, what it's going to do is say, what do you want to add? I'm going to go to my saved designs. And I've got a bunch of them. But you see this July 4th one? Here's the St. Patrick's Day one. See, what we just need to do is to create one for each month. And when I click on this, it's now adding it to the campaign. So what this is going to allow me to do is to have Keller Williams watermarked holiday greetings. But it's now saying when. So we click on this. When would we want to send out something for July 4th? How about July 1st? Does that sound okay?
Mm-hmm.
Mike, when we set up this campaign, so this is going to be great because it'll automatically email all year long. We don't have to worry about that. And if we add people to those groups that we've selected,
yes, I'll show you how to do that.
Okay, thanks.
So we're going to click on. If you think the first is too early, I don't care. Pick the second. Pick the third. We're going to say the first. What's the title? Happy 4th of July. Save and continue. Now, let's go back to Mr. Lewis. So, now we have, see, if I right-click on this and click on Save Image, it gives me a different image. And I'm just curious. That's what I was looking for because that looks like a bigger image. And I know, I'm more, 86, it's not that much bigger. So what we've done is we've done July 4th. All right, so what we're going to do is download JPEG front. That's what I was looking for. Let's see what this looks like. Peachy. I am actually finding what I'm looking for. That looks like it's taking longer. So,
So could you do that instead of the copy.com thing?
this is copy.com. Yes, you could, if you're not going to send the link, if you're not going to use the direct email, you don't need copy.com.
Oh.
All right, so which one did I just, where is it? View, details, size, jumbo front, time, date. So this one is, they're all 87 kilobytes, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to just return to the editor. So what I'm going to do to save you guys time is I'm going to just download all of them and put them in a folder. So the reason that I'm bothering with all this, let's pick, what's the next holiday after the 4th of July?
Labor Day?
Labor Day.
Labor Day. All right, so we're going to look at holidays. And holidays. And is there a Labor Day one? Happy Labor Day. Let's see, they have a memorial. Here's a Labor Day one, right? It's got, I don't know, sun and sand. So here's another Labor Day one. And here's another Labor Day one, right? You could, that one doesn't say Labor Day, but that one says Labor Day and that one. So I'm going to put them all here. That one looks like just in a generic, but how about this one? Is that okay? So we're going to click on it.
Well, that's for Flag Day.
Happy Labor Day is what it says in the
No,
middle.
flag one, sorry.
Oh, Flag Day.
Coming up.
But there was a Labor Day before it
that's right.
and a Labor Day after it. So maybe you can, so we're just going to do this. We're going to click on whatever. Holiday back. It wants a back. I don't know why it wants a back, but it wants a back. And then we're going to go to edit the template. See, once I've done this, which I have to do because somebody has sort of paid me to do it for them, and
Sorry.
so I've, well, they have. I've cashed the check. So I will have this done by Monday because I'm supposed to show somebody what their campaign looks like on Monday. So, and they, by the way, gave me permission to show you guys what I'm doing to create it. This is one part of what I think a good campaign would look like. So I'm only going to do a couple of them just so you get the idea, because after you've seen me do a couple, it would be like, oh, I get it. That's, let's talk about that. So here it is. And we just, that's the front, that's the back, save our work, view proof and add to cart, I think is what I clicked on before. And the Michael Lewis people email it to me every month, but the idea is that wouldn't it be nice if you had the whole year planned out?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to download the JPEG, and so this is
Oops, I don't think you spelled that right.
That's the new holiday.
Yeah.
Are you happy now?
No,
Are you happy now?
now I'm happy.
We're not happy till you're not happy. I like
That's
that.
right.
All right. So we've done a Labor Day one. So if we were going to add an email, we would click on it, on edit, add step, email, add step. Now, one of the things that's sort of easy to do, if you click on My Saved Designs, what I found is easiest to do is take the one we just did, because remember we created that box in the back,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so we don't really, that's sort of a, meh. So we're just taking the 4th of July one, and we're going to click on this, and we're going to delete it. And we're going to add an image, which is someplace. I was losing it there for a moment. We're going to upload the image. We're going to select the file. We're going to go here to Labor Day. And we're uploading.
Say
It's my pacemaker.
No, I'm sitting on mine.
That's
That's
okay.
all right.
And
We'll throw it at you next time.
if
That was an intense focus
Can
here.
we change the faces on there?
yeah, you can do whatever you want.
But yeah.
But now you could just go on Google Images and find a Labor Day one you like better. But this one is number one. You're not interfering with anybody's copyright, because the office pays $500 a month to Michael Lewis Marketing Suite so that we can use their stuff, right? So second, it's got the Keller Williams watermark. But I'm not, the police. So if you wanted to do something else, you can. We're going to go to save. And what we're going to call this Labor Day email, and we click on save, and now it's going to give us, okay, it's now a different piece. When we exit, it's going to say, do you want to add this to the campaign? We say yes, and it takes us back here. So once we've done this, is 4th of July at the same time every year?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is
I need to
Unlike-
sync one of my own.
I don't
Unlike
know.
other holidays.
But most of them, but we can predict. So the email subject would be Happy Labor Day. And when is Labor Day?
Mm.
September.
September.
Around September 2nd, 3rd.
It's probably the 7th this
7th.
year.
Yeah.
Is there any way, when is Labor Day 2015?
It's the first Monday of the month.
And Google's going to say Monday, September 7th.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's Monday, September 7th, would we like to do it maybe Friday?
Yeah.
Or Thursday. let's
It'll
say.
be Thursday.
How about
Lots
Thursday?
of
So we
people
click on
take off.
Thursday, save and continue. Does everybody see
Mm-hmm.
what we're doing?
I like
Right,
this.
and so it's allowing us to, and by the way, the postcard, it's the same deal. When we add a step, which would be here, one of the steps, and I'm not gonna do this because I would keep, it could be a direct mail.
Yeah.
And if you click on direct mail, what it's now gonna do is show you all of the direct mail pieces. You pick one, let's do one just for fun, right? So we're gonna click on direct mail, add a step. And what's the next holiday after Labor Day?
Thanksgiving? No,
Halloween?
there's something else.
Columbus Day.
Veterans Day, oh yeah, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, it just goes on and
All right.
on.
On and all these holidays,
Mm.
darn, they just go on and on and on and on.
Whatever.
So let's
Right.
let's just do one more. We're going to go to jumbo postcards. I wonder if Super Jumbo gives us a different holidays. And after Labor Day, Memorial Day, Spring Forward, what's another holiday that's coming up? Mother's Day,
Father's Day.
Gone.
Father's Day, New
Then
Year.
you'd have to figure out who's a father and who's not.
Yeah.
That's too complicated.
Most people have one or no one, but
Still
I would,
fallback.
you could,
No.
happy, so when's,
Let's do
there's
fallback.
Did you
Fallback.
Did you Halloween up there, right there. Yeah,
Halloween. Which one? Do you like this one?
I
Or
do. No.
Looking for a beautiful new home? That's how about this one? We'll do Halloween.
Yeah.
We'll do a postcard. One of the systems that I used to work with when I was elsewhere, what they had us do is we would send postcards on off holidays. In other words, rather than sending Christmas and New Year postcards, we sent
Thanksgiving.
Halloween and Thanksgiving and off holidays
I've heard
when
that
people
as well.
don't get a whole bunch of them. What?
Yeah, there you go.
Which one?
Bastille Day.
Bastille Day. There you go. Looking to break out into a new, out of your little
He's
home.
gonna go global.
Yeah, and so we're going to click on Edit Select a Template, and we're going to continue. You're going to start to see a monotonous pattern. You're probably already thinking this is a monotonous pattern. And then we're going to wait for this. We're going to hit View Proof, Add to Cart. And yes, you don't need copy.com if you download the JPEG and upload it.
Okay.
That's one of the other advantages.
Okay.
But then just pasting it in and sending out the email was the easiest way to do it.
Okay.
But
And you could also use the image on social media too.
you could use the image on social media. You could do that, yeah. But the copy.com anyhow. So we're going to download the front JPEG. This was
Halloween.
Halloween. I could probably tell from what it looked like. So we're doing postcard, right? Remember we picked on direct mail? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Right. And so we picked on direct mail. So what we're going to do is we're going to just pick postcards. It's already picked, isn't that nice?
Blow dryer.
We just pick anyone. And you notice they don't have holiday cards. They want you to upgrade to Market Leader Pro. They have a Happy Thanksgiving. That's one that's already there. How about Happy Birthday?
But so why didn't you go back to your Save Design where you already did the box and everything? Because it's a
Oh.
postcard, not an email?
You're right. Let me do that.
Oh.
I was gonna ask the same thing. Thanks for being.
I actually did that on purpose just to see if you're paying attention.
Uh-huh.
So I clicked on My Save Designs, and what I could do is pick one of these that I've already done. How about the 4th of July? We're going to click on Edit. We're going to just get rid of that image. We're going to, that's about as big as I can make it. Let's see what happens if I go all the way up and all the way down. There's a little teeny bit of red, which didn't look too bad, but we're going to upload the image. We're going to select the file. We're going to, what are we doing now? Halloween. We are going to upload the file, close it. We're going to And we now have a postcard. And we go to save. We call this Halloween, Halloween,
HA actually,
which is it?
HA.
It's always nice to have an elementary school teacher in the Halloween postcard. We click on save, okay, and exit. And now it's going to say, we want to add it to the campaign. And so we have to know when Halloween is.
Oh, and it's 80 cents per contact.
Yes, it's 80 cents to send the postcard. You need to have a minimum of 20 or 25 to do it. So if we click on this, Halloween is on September what?
October.
October.
31.
So how about that
Oh,
Wednesday?
it's a Saturday this year.
And we click on save and continue.
Good for the kids.
And now we've added a postcard. So the value of doing it this way, first of all, we can mix and match. We could have, some of them would be a email, some would be a postcard. They could be all email, they could be all postcards. What is the other thing that I talked about at the team meeting a little while ago? I had a cartoon character, which I thought was hysterical, but nobody else did. It was Popeye, right? Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Or Pop By.
We thought it was funny.
No, you inside. So let's say what would be a good occasion. So let's say we wanted to do a pop by. Now, did everybody remember I gave you a website, popbyideas.com? So this one, this isn't the one that somebody's paid me to do. But let's just show I just want to make sure you understand this. So review and configure steps. I'm going to click on edit. I'm going to click on add a step. What kind of step? Activity. Add a step. Now, I'm going to click on this, and we didn't schedule anything for August. So there's summer August things. Let's say August 15th. It's a Saturday. You're going to go and give a summer pop by, and you could write in a little note. And when you click on save and continue, now in your calendar, 1 week before, it's going to say, this is the day you're supposed to be doing your pop-by, right? So that if you were going to go meet with people, you could bring them a pop-by as well, right? So you could create just postcards, just emails and postcards. You could rotate. You can throw in an activity. And then once you're done, you would add or remove contacts. And so Libby asked a very good question, which is, and notice it's saying 3 eligible contacts. Do you know why? Because there's only 3 people that I have in here that has the address. And these aren't real addresses. It doesn't look like it's the complete address, but I believe it's got the complete address. So if you say postcards and you have 500 people in your database, but 490 of them are emails, it's only going to want to send out 10 postcards, right? It's not going to make postcards for people without addresses.
Oh.
And if you don't have emails, it's not going to try to send them an email. It's not that dumb, right? Now, the add and remove contacts, we're just going to cancel when we review and activate. So add and remove contacts, we're going to go up here to groups. And because we put in the postcard, it's giving me less of a group. But let's say I was going to pick a group. Now, my suggestion, and I sometimes have created these groups and then not, my suggestion would be you create a group based upon the name of the campaign. So for example, holiday email. I'll just show you what I mean. We go to manage groups and we create a new group, and the new group is called holiday email only. How about that?
Okay.
And we click on save. And we create a group that says holiday mail only. And we click on save.
So they might get both, a
Right, that-
postcard and
well,
an email.
No, that would be a group. One group gets only email, one group gets only postcards. And we could have a group that's called holiday email and postcard. Or I just go back. I didn't want to do this. Why did it do that? So let me try this again. I call this a combined. So holiday combined. So combined means email and mail.
So they're gonna get both.
Right. So what we would do is we would have, if you, some people, when I'm explaining this to the others that I work with, some of them say, that's too many groups. I just want to have one. But it's not that difficult once you've set it up. There might be a group that's important enough, we're going to send them postcards all the time. There are people that aren't that into email. They usually show up for my technology orientations. I meet them every week. People say everybody uses email. I meet people every week that don't use email. So so there's some people that only are going to be email, and there's some people we might combine. We might send them an email sometimes and a direct mail piece sometimes. So you understand, we create these groups. So when you have a contact, and let's say we have a contact, and let me just find a contact. All right, so we're looking for, we have, here's one. So we have a contact. When you put a contact in, at the very bottom after you save it, there's a thing called groups. And so right now, these are the groups that Libby's in. If I clicked on add to groups, now I have a lot more, but here's the group, holiday combined, right? Or the group holiday email or holiday mail. If you only did, how about this? I'm not ambitious. I have low expectations. How about if you just created a email holiday greeting, I'd be happy.
And send out the newsletter.
And send out, so this is one touch, right?
Yeah, that would be two.
Well, this would be one touch. Those of you that went to Ben Kinney, he talked about sphere of influence, and he was saying, mail them once a month, email them twice a month, call them once a month. That's what I'm not making it up, right?
And 3
That's what he said,
Popeyes a year.
right? And pop-bys and other things. So, but should this be a campaign that everybody's on?
Yes,
Everybody, well, I mean, if you don't want to send them a greeting card, why are they in your database?
Yeah.
it's true.
Now, if you wanted to, if you say, well, I have a Hanukkah group, and I want to, could you create a group where you send out Hanukkah, right? You could, so you could modify this, and no, there's no way to clone one. If I could just give you the campaign when I'm finished with it, I would,
Right.
for a small fee, but I would do that, but there's no way to clone it. But the pieces are there, right? And so when you create another one, you just pick in the pieces. And once this is done, you go for the whole year. Is it okay to send them the same card the next year? Sure. By the way,
Probably.
you can modify things along the way. So once we've saved the campaign, let's say you decide you want to change the Happy Holiday card, you can do that in advance, and it'll go out that way. So how about this month in real estate, once a month? A holiday, this could be every month, but if you're squeamish about Father's Day cards to people that aren't fathers and Mother's Day cards to people that aren't mothers, you could create a group. Right. But I wrote on the board, and it sort of freaked out one of the people I was consulting with, because I wrote out all the possible groups.
Right.
Took the whole board to write out all the possible groups, right? Because you could have
But just to confirm, so when we create a campaign, we cannot mix email and postcards unless we have only a group that has both emails and addresses in there.
Well, it'll think you're doing something wrong if you're putting postcards and you don't have any. Now, what it will do is it will only send the postcards to the people that have
Oh,
postcards.
so then we can mix it, that's what I thought.
I believe
Okay.
that's true, but the idea, I believe that's true.
Yeah.
But the idea is that you're not supposed to be putting people in the postcard group that you do not have addresses for.
Right, but you don't have to worry about it if you just put,
Yeah, I think that's true.
I'm
I
pretty
haven't-
sure that's true because when you,
Now-
yeah, I know, I
So-
think that's true.
Now the question is, there is an advantage of just having one system. Let's say you add people later to a group, does that automatically add them to the campaign?
No,
No.
You have to add them to the campaign.
individually.
Or you have to re-add the group.
Oh,
So
okay.
when we were in that add contacts, right, let me go back here. If we were to go into manage, create new campaigns, my saved campaigns. And so let's say, now normally if you're adding people one at a time, you could just add them to the campaign when you add them because there's a place at the bottom. But let's say you imported a list of people and you wanted to add them to a campaign. What we would simply do, this, I've got more inactive campaigns than active campaigns. How about new or pause? How about that? So how about, why not? So what you would do is when you go down to step 3, add or remove contacts, you would just pick that group again.
Okay.
And then it would add everybody. So if you imported a bunch of people into the group, you just go back into the campaign and you re-add the group and now they're all in and getting it.
All right.
All right. So what I've learned from researching this, from focusing on this, is that it's very difficult to create a 33-touch campaign that stands alone that works to my satisfaction. And one of the there's problems with it. One of the problems is activities like phone calls. Because if you do it on a date-based campaign, everybody gets a phone call on the same day, right? Because it's a date-based campaign. So whereas an interval campaign, which I'm going to cover in another session, is where you put somebody into your database and you launch this campaign and it'll say every 30 days give them a call, right? So if I put Libby in today, in 30 days she gets a call. I put Cynthia in 2 weeks from now, in 30 days she gets a call. Do you understand? People are getting calls on different days. And that works better, in my opinion, than something that isn't really tied to a specific date. You understand? I think date-based campaigns should involve marketing pieces that actually refer to a particular date. The two of them that refer to dates are this month in real estate and the holidays, right? Other than that, nothing else is tied to a particular date. So I'm going to create an interval campaign for following up with people. Right? And by the way, it ought to be different for a hot buyer. The person that wants me to do this has hot buyers. That would be once a week, you would call them. A past client, maybe once a quarter, right? A seller prospect, or maybe once a month, right? You understand. And when you see how, when I do this, I'm just going to show you how to do this. You could say, well, I don't want to call people every month. I'd like to do it every other month. Oh, fine, then put that in. But you'd make the phone call an activity.
Yeah.
Right, and then when you look at your dashboard, what it's going to do is it'll show you, upcoming birthdays and things like that, and activities and reminders and that sort of thing for that week. So that way you don't have 50 people to call on one day, but it'll spread it out. Right, but that's next week, right?
Okay.
Is that okay or not?
Yep.
Next? Yeah, next week I was going to show you how to do an interval campaign. I believe that having an effective touch campaign would be important in generating more business. So, any questions about that? Was that fun, worthwhile?
Yep.
So what day
Thank
are
you.
we meeting next week?
Same time, Thursday,
Okay.
1:30. All right.